Milestone here at WBTV today. Today is our 65th anniversary as a station. WBTV Steve Crump takes us through the decades of WBTV history.
Arthur Smith laid down the daily soundtrack during the 1950s on a new invention called television. But a decade earlier, in 1949, audio and video in the Carolinas were served up for the very first time by Jim Patterson.
Television brought a whole new world to the community, BTV being the first station in the South.
Former WBTV General Manager Jim Babb credits the earliest visions of local television from an industry giant by the name of Charles Crutchfield.
He really set the tone for excellence for the company.
Excellence was delivered in local personalities that became household names. People like Bill Ward, Clyde Cloudy McLean, Ty Boyd, along with Betty Feeser, to name just a few. And generations of viewers grew up with Fred Kirby, the region's singing cowboy.
It was a community experience. We went up the street to some people whose name was White, and there'd be 20 people in the living room looking at Arthur Godfrey playing the ukulele on Channel 3.
For decades, news has been a daily staple with us, and the first newscasts were launched by Doug Mays, who served as the SO reporter.
WBTV and WBT radio in the early days, I call it the mother church of broadcasting for the region.
That was Doug Mays back in November when the state dedicated a marker at the site where broadcast history in this town was made.
September 1969 is when I started at WBTV News.
Ken Kuntz broke ground as the station's first African-American reporter. Over the years, the names, faces, and shows have changed, and so has the technology, not to mention the length of the daily news cycle.
I remember when when CBS did a 15-minute newscast and WBTV did a 15-minute newscast from 6:30 to 7.
Yeah, well, now we're just getting warmed up after 15 minutes,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. We started at 4,
Keep it on going, right?
4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon.
And you see the pictures of the little kids in front of the small screens,
exactly.
Now here we are talking about small screens again, but much different.
Absolutely, the phone, the iPad, all of that, and it's pretty amazing because in talking to Jim Babb, and as far as the growth of the market itself, we said in 1949, when this station went on the air, fewer than 100,000 people in Mecklenburg County, but in terms of the metro now, more than 1 million.
Incredible. And it is humbling to come to work at this place every day.
And the interesting thing, too, as far as, I guess, sandwiching all that together, Bob Inman, the great anchor I worked with in the 80s and 90s here, had a wonderful saying. He says, you know what, guys, tonight we have 50 pounds of potatoes, but we're going to put them in a 25-pound bag.
Yes.
And that was what happened with like 65 years and a minute 30, minute 45.
Good stuff, Steve, as always. Appreciate you coming in, sharing the memories with us. So let's get you over to Chief Meteorologist Eric Thomas.